Whispers Beneath the Willow. In a small town nestled between rolling hills and glistening rivers, there stood an ancient willow tree, its branches sweeping low as if trying to kiss the earth. The townsfolk whispered that the tree had magical powers, capable of uniting hearts destined to be together. Though few believed the tales, for Nora, the willow was a place of solace, a quiet spot where she could lose herself in her thoughts. Nora had lived in the town her whole life, a kind-hearted soul who spent her days painting the world as she saw it. Her artwork was filled with vibrant colors, yet her own life felt somewhat gray. She dreamed of love, but feared it was something she might never find. One warm evening, just as the sky blushed with the colors of dusk, Nora made her way to the willow, carrying her sketchbook. She had visited this spot countless times, but tonight felt different. There was a subtle hum in the air, a soft breeze that carried a feeling of expectancy. As she settled beneath the willow's sweeping branches, she heard the crunch of footsteps approaching. Turning, she saw a man, tall and with an air of quiet strength, walking toward her. He had the look of someone who belonged to the earth, rugged and raw, yet gentle. His eyes met hers, and for a moment it was as if time stilled. "I'm sorry," he said, pausing as he noticed her sitting there. "I didn't mean to intrude. I come here often, for the quiet." Nora smiled softly, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "So do I. But it seems the willow decided to bring us both here tonight." The man hesitated for a moment before sitting down beside her, his gaze drifting toward the river that sparkled in the fading light. "I'm Daniel," he said after a long pause. His voice had a calming effect, like the soothing ripple of the water. "Nora," she replied. There was something about his presence that felt natural, like they had been meant to meet, as if drawn together by forces neither could understand. They sat there for hours, sharing stories about life, dreams, and the hidden corners of their souls. Nora learned that Daniel had recently returned to the town after years of wandering, searching for something he couldn't quite name. And Daniel learned that Nora had always been rooted in this place, though her heart yearned for something more. As the stars began to twinkle overhead, Daniel looked at Nora with a kind of tenderness she hadn't known before. "Do you believe in destiny?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Nora glanced up at the willow's branches, swaying gently in the breeze, and then back at him. "I think there are moments when the universe brings two people together for a reason." Daniel smiled, a slow, genuine smile that reached his eyes. Maybe this is one of those moments. Beneath the ancient willow, as the night grew deeper and the stars shone brighter, something shifted between them. It wasn't dramatic or loud, but a quiet, powerful connection that felt like it had always been there, waiting for them to discover it. In the days that followed, they returned to the willow often, finding comfort in each other's presence and a love that blossomed naturally, like the flowers in spring. The townsfolk, who had long spoken of the willow's magic, noticed the change in Nora and Daniel, how they seemed to glow in each other's company. Perhaps the stories were true after all. For beneath the willow's branches, in the heart of that small town, two souls found their way to each other, bound by a love that felt as timeless as the tree itself.